Welcome to our Devos. It's Labor Day week as we're heading into fall here. And so this series is all about a faith that works. We should not be people who are just faithful on Sundays, but our faith ought to follow us in every area of our lives, especially our work. Work is a form of worship. Now, it doesn't matter what you're doing, but I'm going to make a very, very strong caveat here, and this is not popular. God lately has been working on my heart about really wanting to speak more directly to men and maybe do like a men's study just alone. If you're a man, work is a part of the package. It's who you are. If you are able to work, notice I said that because I got to make sure that somebody's disabled. I mean, I've known a lot of disabled people that still work and produce, so I don't want to put anybody in two different categories or whatever. But I want to tell you that as a man, it's our job to work. And it's a part of our worship. It's a part of our makeup. And men actually function better when they have responsibility. A lot of times you're like, oh man, if I just didn't have so much responsibility, I would be so much more relaxed. Well, I found the opposite is true. Do you want to know the truth? The people, and I'm just being honest, okay? I got to be upfront. The people that I know that are the ones that get upset the most, that are the ones that get angry the most, that are the ones that get more anxious the most, are the ones with not as much on their plate. I'm telling you, as a man. Okay, so that's just a little aside. I think God just wanted me to give that to you. But let me give you the secret sauce. How do we bring faith into work? How do we do this in a way where it actually makes sense? Well, I'm going to give you a little secret sauce. It's called enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a secret sauce to good work. Enthusiasm, okay? Now, and I've said this before, I train in different corporate environments on the side. I work with Dale Carnegie, Dale Carnegie and Associates, the company, the guy that How to Win Friends and Influence People, wrote that book. One of the things he said in that book is this idea of enthusiasm. Enthusiasm costs you nothing. But if you show up to a job and you are ready and excited, even if it's not an exciting job, if you are the one that's responsible to clean the parking lot, you clean the parking lot with joy and enthusiasm. If you're the one that's responsible for taking people's tickets, instead of looking like a zombie that just crawled out of the morgue, instead be excited. Good day, I'm glad to see you. Come on in, we want to see you there. Enthusiasm is the secret sauce to what you do. It says here in Romans chapter 12, verse 11, and the Apostle Paul closes off the end of the book of Romans with a bunch of just shotgun commandments, things to keep in mind. One of the things he says is, don't be slothful in zeal. Don't be lazy about enthusiasm and zeal, but be fervent in spirit. And then he says, serve the Lord. Now you're like, well, I'm not serving the Lord. I'm working at Kennywood. I'm working at a drive-thru. I'm flipping burgers. I'm working a real estate deal. No, you are serving the Lord. The Lord gave you the ability to do that thing. The Lord gave you the intelligence to start that business, the ability to attract an audience. And so when you are functioning in the capacity of your giftedness, what happens is you are elevating God's name above people, and you're showing people, God created me to do this, and I'm doing this thing. And when you do it with enthusiasm, you glorify God, you honor him. Enthusiasm. Now, I'm going to tell you, and this is a little bit of a secret. I almost don't want to tell you this because it's a little bit of a cheat code. It is frighteningly easy right now in this world, in the workplace, to rise above. Because I don't know if you've seen what's happened to the workforce and to restaurants and businesses post-COVID-19, post-2020. Every bit of expectation of workers is low. Do you even check your bag anymore when you go to, do you ever assume for one moment that your food is going to be correct at a restaurant or a fast food place? I don't make that assumption. I'm assuming right off the bat it's going to be wrong. It's going to be wrong, all right? And then that the person that is doing it, for the most part, they don't care. That there's something that's going to be wrong in the order you have, the invoice you look, you're going to have to go through because the person that put it together, a lot of times they don't care. If you want to rise above and become a person that gets the promotion, the person that gets elevated, the person that gets the more income, be enthusiastic, be zealous, Pastor Mike said this was one of the first things he said to me whenever I met him. He said this, and I have to quote it, and I put him up here. He probably stole it from someone. I don't think, neither of us have original ideas, but the difference in people is energy. He says that. The difference is, so you see someone, you're like, oh, I like hanging around that lady. I like hanging around that guy. What is it about them? It's energy. It's energy. And that's one of the things. When I work, whatever I'm doing, and the way I am here is the way I am when I'm working for corporations and that corporate side of things that I do. That I'm the same in both places. I just say different things, but it's the same thing. And I bring enthusiasm into what I do. I want to encourage you. One of the reasons why you're discouraged about your job is you quit being enthusiastic a long time ago. You quit having zeal. You quit remembering that God is the reason why you have that job. So I want to encourage you to bring enthusiasm back. I want to see a resurgence of joy about the fact that you can serve God in a way that you are working within the context of your giftedness and your abilities that God has given you.